Ya talofa lava ya outou uma o lo'o mai moa mai nei polokalame ia mo te fia faatalofa atu le mamalu ma le paia o Samoa ma Tonga o lo'o lagolago sua mai nei polokalame maua ma te talia lelei outou uma lava ia o a'u o lo'o igoa o Thomas Fale o te fai le tautalaga mai le atunuu o New Zealand ma le uso matua lea o a'u o tualau lae fai le tautalaga mai le atunuu malosi lea o Amerika. Yeah, Tua, share how everything is going with you. Just I did a quick spill with everybody in the Samoa because of the important day today in Samoa,
Election
Upolu and
day.
Hawaii for the election. But how you doing? How you feeling?
Nice and warm here in Southern Nevada, in the entertainment capital of the world here in Las Vegas. Weather's good. It's this coming weekend is going to be exciting because it's a
Hmm.
holiday, Labor Day, here in the United States on Monday. And also, Mr. Aotearoa will grace us with his presence here in the Silver State, Nevada, here
Yes,
in a few
sir.
days.
Yes,
You
sir.
getting
Looking
you
forward
ready
to
for
it.
your trip? Ready for your trip, Mr. Aotearoa?
Yes, yes, looking forward to it. I'll be leaving tomorrow, long flight. But when it's a long flight, I'm just looking for when I get to the entertainment capital of the world. Everything's gonna be all good and fine. So excited. Uh, this
Mm.
time I'll be coming with my wife, so it'll be it's always good to travel together. So we're looking forward to it, Dua.
No, that's awesome. Really excited for the program today. We're really, as Masi mentioned in the intro here, we have on our docket here to discuss politics in our brothers and sisters islands in Samoa. And I know a lot of people have noticed, Masi, that we like to use the term Ha'amoa, and I
Hmm.
guess some people are a little offended by it. They say,
Really?
"Why? Yeah, why are you guys saying that? Why you guys say Ha'amoa?" And I have my position, Mr. Atearoba. What's your position on why you like
Well,
to use the term Ha'amoa?
well, Hamo is the ancient language of what that part of the Polynesian map in the days. I mean, it
Hmm.
was Hamo was so strong that even the Palangis who first navigated the islands knew Ha'amoa before they knew Samoa. From all the early writings that I can see, Samoa only developed once colonization happened. I didn't
Hmm.
see any writings or anything before that it was called Samoa. So Samoa is more, let's just say that's more of the correct term because that's what it was known by. Just the same term as Fiji with the Fiji, and then they heard Fiji with Fiji from the Tongans, and then the
That's where
Palangis.
Fiji comes from.
That's where the word Fiji. So Fiji is from a Tongan word, Fiji, te Fiji, and taking the Fiji out. So that's just, I mean, to me, I don't see it as a derogatory. To me, the ones who think it's a derogatory is they don't know the history of the Ha'amoa term because it was a clan that settled that part of the island of the Polynesian map of the Polynesian nation. So, I mean, we always, I think we've gone back and forth, Ha'amoa, Samoa, whatever kind of flows with the tongue, but that's the history of Samoa with the Ha'amoa is that was its first name. So Samoa came much later. That's just my 2 cents there, Tua. I don't know
Yes,
if you had
I
anything else.
I have the same position as that. That's the original name of Samoa is Ha'amoa, and it's also just to eliminate this modern interpretation of center of Polynesia, sacred center, right? I
Mm,
heard that definition sometimes. So just to say, hey, maybe that is a new definition you just received, but the original name and the original definition is Ha'amoa, which are the islands that were directly connected to the Moa clan, who were
mm.
who were really good navigators who settled those islands very early on. Couple of
Right.
comments here. We have UTOL says Malo Kautama.
Hey,
Malo
malo,
UTOL.
malo.
And Nephi Langi also says Malo, Malo Nephi. Love the name. Love the
Yes,
name.
malo ni fai.
We also have from Facebook, Fitu Seu says Malo Tua Malo Fale. Malo
Hey,
Fitu.
malo lava fitu.
And then, hey, it's been a while.
Hey,
Kingpin.
Kingpin. Long
Malo,
time no
masi.
see, bro. Malo.
I know. Talo
Good
ene
to see
puri
you.
o alu ke 7-Eleven ni ko toki asi mai enia Kingpin.
Ko
Eh?
pe mo ui e tangata. Malo si asi mai. Malo
Malo.
Kingpin.
Malo Kingpin o falahiatu. Masi, right off the bat, Malo UTOL. Malo e maukava. Malo e
Malo
mauholo.
si
Malo e mauholo. Malo e
yeah.
maukava.
Malo.
I appreciate that, UTOL. That we're going to put that digital kava back to good use today.
Yeah.
So, with that being said, Masi, kind of give your perspective on Samoan politics. How much has it changed? Because I know you follow it a lot closer than I do. Just kind of
Mhm.
what's your perspective of the last PM and the transition from the former PM and the controversy that's going on? Just kind of give your temperature and summary of what the political state in Samoa is.
Yeah. No, thanks, Tua. Um, I tend to follow the Samoan politics a lot closer for a variety of reasons because I spent some time there for a little while, and families that I have maintained in connections in Upolu and Savai. Um, we do catch up when I do go there. I think the last time I was there was not last year, but the year before, with my wife. Um, so Samoa is in an interesting position. Before this new party fast took over, it was the HRPP that's kind of dominated the years, and I think it's been like the most dominated party. And HRPP during its time of domination, you would say, has done a lot of development. The new airport, if you've been to Samoa, there's a
Mhm.
new airport there. It's really nice. That was done under HRPP
So
government.
when I went to Samoa in 2014, is that the new
Mm.
airport? Was that the new one, or did they build
Eh,
it after that?
They must have. I think they would have built it by then. Let me just check. What? Let me see. Faleolo Airport. Because I mean, what was your experience of the airport, Tua, when you first
It
went
was
there?
pretty
And
nice. I mean, it's a little bit more developed than the Fuamoto airport. That was for sure. The terminals, right, and getting
Mhm.
off and going forth. It was a pretty nice airport, but I don't know if that's the new one or
New
not.
airport. I'm still looking. Airport. I think it was built by then, Tua. The new airport of Samoa. I'm not too sure, but the new airport in Samoa right now was built by the HRPP
So
government.
big infrastructure projects is one
Big
of their things.
infrastructure. HRPP was one of the parties to actually do all the roads in all around in Upolu. Like they have like do the what is it? What do you call the oshi ta tanwe hala and ta moy hala. So kind of like the whole
Asphalt
seal
and everything.
asphalt, yes, to the whole island of Upolu. To go around.
I did
Not
drive. I did
yeah,
drive the majority of the island when I was in, and even that one that cuts through the middle. That was nice. The roads were very nice when I was there. The roads were very
yes.
not like Tonga. Samoa is doing a much better job on their road infrastructure than Tonga.
That was under HRPP, and same thing with Savai. When you go around the whole island of Savai, that the sealed tar was it sealed tar road and stuff that was all done by HRPP. That was under their government. HRPP is the one that also increased its economic activity when it switched because it used to go by the America with American Samoa.
Ah,
They're the ones who switched their vehicles to go on the
the
other side in
time
their
zone
time
and
zone
everything.
to align with Australia and New Zealand, which actually increased their economic activity and trading because now they
Yeah,
were on the same day. So HRPP is really, really dominant. And just like any political party, like any human being, when you've been in power for that long, you get
get a little
sidetracked a
too
little bit and
comfortable.
some too comfortable. There's probably some unfortunate dealings that were probably not appropriate that the party was doing, and the people wanted to try something else, and then they give this power to the fast party, and the fast party had a little taste of what it is to be a leader, and they didn't finish the term,
Not
right?
as easy. Not as
Not
easy
as
as it
easy.
looks.
Not as easy. They didn't even finish the term. They had a snap election, and now that the snap election is happening right now today, um, we will find out what happens. So within that fast party, there's been a split. Sophia May, who used to be with the HRPP, joined the fast, but now she's splitting from the fast and creating, I think, is the Samoa United Party. She's having her own party. So right now, those are the three big parties. Now is the HRPP, fast, and the United, which is headed by Tuila Epa is the HRPP. La'auri is his name that goes by, who's leading the Fast Party, and then Fiame, who's leading the United Samoa Party. So
Hmm.
we'll find out the results, and also mention that these two individuals, Fiame and La'auri, are they're former members of the HRPP. So it's a
Yeah.
close knit kind of relationship through all three party leaders, because they used to be on the same team not too long ago.
Hmm.
So yeah, that's a little background on that, Dua. Unless you have any questions or anything else.
No, before we jump in, we had our assistant producer slash digital assistant Grok put together some data points on the top three candidates. We'll walk through and talk to them about. But I do want to share that watching how politics are done today and how leaders behave is also a very useful way to observe how things happened in the past, right?
Mm,
And to remember, first thing, being a leader or a ruler is not an easy thing. Leading
mm,
people is not an easy thing. Everyone who's never done the job, they think it's easy. And then when you hand it over to them, it's not as easy as it looks. And then the second part is how politics happens today. It happened with our ancestor thousands of years ago. So when you look at some of the disruptions or some of the oral histories that we've kept, remember, politics, religion, and power have a big influence sometimes on the oral history and what's being told. So if you talk to PMA, she'll have one version of what happened with HRPP and the fast. You talk to the Tuila Kepa or the Fila Kepa guy, he has his own version. And then what's the other guy that had the
Laudi.
scuffle? And Lauli, they all have different versions, different perspective, and different oral stories about what actually happened and how Samoa got into the situation that it is today. So go
Dua,
ahead,
when did
Masi.
you go to Samoa? When did you go to Samoa? 2014.
2014. Yeah.
See, they say I just got the date here. It was 2015 when it was newly built. So you still went on the old one.
Oh,
So
so it's
the new
really
one,
nice then.
yeah, it's really nice. It's
Yeah,
really
because
nice.
I remember they had like a restaurant at the
Hmm.
airport. I remember eating at the restaurant that they had at the airport um, on my way out. But okay, Maria,
Yeah.
that's pretty cool.
Mm.
Before we jump on or continue with the program, Kingpin, Malo Maukava, Malo,
Malo, malo, Kingpin.
Kingpin here with the super chat. He says, been a hot one, my guys. Always tuning in and hearing more from you too. Malo Apito, Kingpin.
Malo,
Malo Toko, Malo Maukava.
malo.
And just a reminder to all the viewers and listeners, please use the super chats if there's something that's urgent, something that's really important to you. You want us to highlight a comment or a
Mm.
question. Also, if you are a member of the channel, your comments will be brought up as well. So we had
Nice.
our first two members. They'll when you become a member and you have a comment, it's pretty cheap. I think it's like $5 a month or whatever it is
Okay.
to be a member on the channel. But if you're a member and you make a comment, you get preferential treatment.
You get automatic dibs, eh?
Yes, you get preferential treatment um, to be recognized here. So What I want to walk through, Mussy, is a couple things. We had Grok. Me and Grok have been talking and chatting back and forth. And so we're going to overview of the snap election, right?
Hmm.
So let us know if the intern, Grok the intern, got anything wrong here, Mr. Atearoa. But
All right.
so the snap election was called for August 29th. That's today, right now in the Southern Hemisphere. It's
Yep.
happening. And it was triggered by a collapse of the government majority, a coalition instability. So it was a fracturing of the coalition that was leading the Samoan government with
Yes, I'm just
Fiame
gonna.
as the lead. Yeah.
Yes, and I'll just add to that. That is correct, but to be specific, it's when they try to pass the budget. Every government, every year you pass the budget.
Mm.
None of the parties couldn't agree. So during that time, she was still part of the fast, Fiame, but they were having inside problems and issues and falling out, and she was not able to pass the budget. So because she was not able to pass the budget, you can't fund the government, and then you can't really get anything done. So you had to, what is it?
Press
Uh,
the reset button, huh?
Press the reset, and was it? Is it? What's the? I'm trying to think of the word. This something dissolve
Dissolve the
part of it,
government.
dissolve the government, and you have a snap election. So just to add on to Gronk is doing a good job so far.
Okay, okay. We have to recognize our official PR
Yeah,
rep, Water Bears.
water
He
bears,
says,
yes sir.
Malo Tocos, Malo
Oh,
Water Bears.
oh,
Malo, welcome, welcome. All right, next. This one I thought was, oh, let's go to the second. It's a parliamentary system,
yeah.
51 seats, mix of single and multi-member constituencies. What does that mean? What's the multi-member? Do you know what that is specifically, Mashi?
Mm, multi-member. I'm not too sure. I think the mixed one. I know Samoa has this weird rule. I think it's like 10% of the whole party or parliamentary members. 10% have to be women, and they have to meet that 10% um
Mm,
threshold. So they have this weird law that if you don't if they don't reach like their 10%, it's like an agreement they had with the United Nations of gender equality and stuff.
mm.
So and gender representation, that they have to meet this 10% that's represented by women. So maybe that's what Gronk is trying to say. Of the 51 seats, 10% of that has to be represented by women. So which I mean, you can have your thoughts here and there that, that's the whole, that's a debate of the whole quota system, if it's good or not. I tend to lean more, let people vote. And if you're male or female or a fafafine, they want you in, right? They want you in, then let the people decide and let it be on your own merit. But
Okay.
that's just my thoughts there, Tua, regarding that. I don't know if that's what our assistant was trying to say.
I just asked the assistant to give us some clarity on it to see what he comes up with. Now, this next one is the one that surprised me. I was not aware of this requirement that you must hold a Matai title, and it's
Mm,
required by the law in order to be a candidate, and that's from the Electoral Act of 1962 Constitution.
mm,
So you have to be a Matai. And if you're not a Matai, you cannot run for political office, which was surprising to me because I thought in Samoa anybody could run, regardless
yeah.
of having a title. So I thought that was kind of interesting. What's
Mm.
anything to add to that detail, Mashi?
Yeah, no, that is correct from my understanding. And now I'll add on top of that, you not only have to be a Matai, that you also have Samoa have this thing called I think it's the mono tanga, which is you have to present a gift to the village, right? It's a monetary gift, or most likely it's a monetary gift, and they have to accept wherever the Matai name or title that you receive it from, and you'll be representing that constituency, you have to
Mm,
provide a gift. So those are the two big requirements, other than the basic requirement of, you have to be present in Samoa and live here for a certain amount of years before you run. But those are very unique requirements specifically to Samoa. Is the monotanga, from what I understand. It's like a
Okay.
gift, and also the the having a Matai title. So yeah,
Okay. Okay. Interesting. I thought that was kind of a unique thing to say. Oh, so I guess not too different from Tonga with having the nobles having seats in parliament, but at least in Tonga, or at least they switched it where there's more commoner seats than the noble seats. But I just thought that that was kind of strange. I couldn't wrap my mind around it. It's like, okay,
yeah,
so you
and yeah. Well, and in Tonga, you don't have to, right? It's a lot different. It's a lot more. Let's just say it's more common. Like in America, if you want to run, you don't. If you don't, you know, you don't have to be in a party or whatever. You don't have to be
just
wealthy.
put your
You
name
just
in there.
put your name in there and run. Yeah, Samoa is a lot
Mm.
more. You have to go through a lot more. Let's just say steps before you actually can run.
Okay, okay. All right, let's see. Grok has come up with something here. Let's see what he came up with. So he says, I asked Grok, what does the multiple constituency in Samoa politics? It says the electoral system in Samoa politics centers on the legislative assembly, Fono, a unicameral parliament with 51 seats. Members are elected every 5 years using a first past the post voting system, where the candidate with the most votes in each constituency wins the seat. So it doesn't even have to be a majority as long as you have the most seats. All
Hmm.
51 constituencies are now single member territorial districts aligned with traditional politic districts Itumalo, such
Yeah,
as Vaimaunga, Tuamasanga. That's where my DNA says
yeah,
a lot of
that you.
my blood, my Tuamasanga people,
Yeah.
and Aana. Voters must be Samoan citizens over 21, while candidates are required to hold a Matai title and reside in Samoa for at least 3 years prior to nomination.
Hmm.
Historically, the system included multi member constituencies until reforms in 2019. Before then, the assembly had 49 seats, 47 elected from territorial constituencies, consisting of 35 single seat and six two-seat districts, reserved for Matai, plus 2 seats from non territorial or urban or individual voter rolls open to non Matai or those without traditional village ties. Holy smokes, I'm getting confused. What is this that's going on over there? The 2019 changes with the Electoral Constituencies Act abolished the urban seats, redrew boundaries to create 51 single member constituencies, and aimed to better reflect population distribution. Additionally, a gender, well, there, this is the one you're talking about.
Yeah.
A gender quota ensures that at least 10% of seats, currently five, are held by women, with provisions to add extra members if needed after elections. The constituencies play a key role in Samoan politics, blending modern democracy with Samoa. Traditional customs of Matai titles remain central to candidacy and influence local campaigning through village councils or fono. So I'm
Mm.
assuming the multi constituency means those seats that were aggregated
Reserve.
for the urban people and also for other Matais and also for the 10% women that
Mm.
needs to be representative. Very interesting. Hmm.
Yeah, and looks like Gronk didn't pick up the or Grok didn't pick up the other requirement for the voting was that monotanga as part of being a Matai, because
Mm.
that's a big requirement, because if you don't do that you can't run. They're pretty
Interesting.
strict on that. Mm.
Maria tama. Okay. Last one here. It says short nomination window delays clear candidate list. So what this was kind of talking about is the nomination. You can almost put your name in the day before the election. So it's not very clear who are all the people that will run. We're going to
Okay.
recognize one of our
Okay.
members here, Mel
Mel,
Venu. Thank
Malo,
you.
Malo,
Malo,
Mel
welcome.
joining us.
So as you can see, she has that little symbol next to her name, which means she's a member of the Polynesian Eyes podcast. So thank you very much. Mahalo apito, Mel. We have another one. Polly Prince, welcome. He says, weird. Thought it was in Constitution that you did not need to be a Matai. Yeah, that was a surprise to me as well, Polly Prince, of that requirement. All right. You ready for the next one, Mr.
Yes,
Ateroa?
sir. Yes, sir.
All right. So we're going to go through the top three candidates. So I asked for a top three and asked Grok to say add a fourth if you think there's a close fourth. There was no close fourth. So there, Grok is thinking it's this top three. But obviously, you don't know what you don't know because you don't know who else is running. But it
Mhm.
seems to be a three-horse race right here.
Yeah.
So you want to read this for us, Masi? This is the
Sir,
current, or was the current. Is she still the current PM? She's still
she's
the
still
current PM?
she's called the caretaker prime
Okay.
minister. Yeah.
Okay.
So Fiame Naomi Mataafa. So Fatu Tua Ilia Tua Samoa Tasi. That's the fast. Those are the acronyms for fast.
But
Leader
she's
of the
breaking
fast,
away, right? But
but
she's breaking away.
she's already broken away. Correct.
Okay.
She's already broken away. Leader of fast. Form 2020 to challenge HRPP dominance. Matai from Lotofanga, first female prime minister, 2021. So, I guess I wanna touch a little, distinguish a little bit here that the person who started fast was La'udi Ade Maria Toa. He's the one that started the fast.
And she joined.
Fiame joined in, which he built the fast party. But if
Mm.
you go by prestigious titles, she has a much more prestigious title than Laudi. Like Fiame Mataafa is you're talking about you're talking about her father being the first prime minister of Samoa, and the Mataafa is one of
The
the
fight
important
five
titles.
titles or
Yes,
whatever. Yeah.
it's one of the bigger titles. Laudi, title wise, in the Samoa traditional way, Fiame is much more prestigious, but Laudi holds his ground because he's the one that actually the founder of the fast, the Fatuatua Iliatua Samoa Watasi party. So
Is
he's the one that held the influence amongst the party members who joined his party.
and
That's why he was able to
wasn't there
stick around.
a little bit of a issue between the two of them that Fiame wanted Lauli or whatever to step down from something because of accusations, and that's what really drove the wedge between the two of them.
Correct. That's kind of really what drove the wedge between both of them. Laudi has been accused and he was charged by the police regarding, I'm not too sure the specific on what, but he was charged. And Fiame kindly invited him or asked him to withdraw from his ministry portfolios while he goes to court and settles it. He answered saying no, he's not. He's gonna go with the court, and also not only that, he's also gonna still maintain his position within government at the same time deal with this. So because he answered that, that's really what drove the wedge, and they started kind of going apart from each other, Fiame and Lauri Adi Maria Toa. So that's kind of what happened. That's kind of what happened. What drove the wedge between those two. Do you have any other questions to it, or do you want me just to keep going?
No, go ahead, go ahead.
All right. Background: Deputy PM, 1985 to 1988, 1981 to 2006. Minister of Education and Women. Looks like
Wow, so she was the deputy PM for a long time.
very long time. Yep, yep, very long time.
Hmm.
Left HRPP over governance disputes, pushes progressive reforms, alliances, younger fast MPs, some independents, and reformist chiefs. So, you know, when you've been in a party too long, it's just like like any other human being. When you've been there so long, um, things you probably observe things that are probably not right, and maybe your voice is not being respected because of how many times. And not only that, the title she does hold is she comes from a very prestigious family. She probably didn't feel respected, so she left, and because of her leaving, she was able to be the prime minister of Samoa. So at least she had her opportunity that way. So I don't know if you had anything else, Tua. Any questions or keep going?
Yeah, and obviously I think, and I'm just saying this because I saw some of the commentary against her once the wedge started happening about her being a woman, not being married. From what I understand, she has
Yes.
a same sex attraction from
Oh, really?
I
I
don't
didn't
know if
know
it's
that.
rumors or not. I don't know. I remember reading something.
Okay.
Um, but I don't know if that's just accusations because it looks like she's a more liberal, right?
Okay.
Like more left leaning, but okay.
Mm,
I can see how, after a while of being in leadership role, and if you're throwing out ideas and people are like, hey, stay in your role. She's like, no, I'm ready to
mm,
progress. Real
okay.
quick, Masi. Malo Water Bears, Malo Maukava,
Mm.
Throwback Thursday, watching episode 2 today, and the intro was giving Indian reservation vibes. Fakakata Toko. Oh, what is this? Is this episode 2? Are you talking about Chief of War?
Oh, Chief of War. I
Uh,
finally. Oh man, just to track on this. What's your thoughts so far on that, Tua? You've been liking it. You've been liking it so far.
I,
The Chief of
I
War.
I like it. I think they've done a great job, but I think episode 3
Yo,
had
I want to comment on that.
unnecessary. I mean, apparently I saw, because I thought I was like, dude, that was like totally unnecessary. Was that like going woke for like a half second? But
Tua, Tua,
but
Tua.
yeah,
Yo, no, sorry to interrupt, Tua, but I was gonna say that I thought the same thing. I gave the benefit of the doubt, and then I watched a podcast of that specific episode. This is the thing. Hey, do this thing when they do something about Samoa and Tonga and maybe even Fiji. Let's all put our foot down and say we're not gonna have this. This is what happens when you've been colonized and they call that practice, and this is the funny thing. They had the cultural expert that was on the film, and he explained it. He called it the aikane, whatever behavior of like men to men relationship. I'm just saying, like, that's probably, even if that happened, that wasn't normalized. And for them to put it there to have a depiction that it was somewhat normalized, I think it's totally wrong. It's a palangi thing, and that's what happens when you've been colonized for so long that you feel like it has to be some sort of relationship that was kind of common. I was like, I highly doubt it. Highly doubt it. But that everything was going so good too, and I watched that part and I was like, now I'm like, before I made the effort because we don't have Apple TV, but I was able to get access and watch it. And then after that, my wife asked me if I'm gonna come watch it. I was like, oh yeah. It's almost like I'm not too excited anymore, Tua. My wife keeps watching it and let her keep watching it, but it's one of those things. I'm like, it kind of turned me off. And then when I hear the cultural expertise, and he looks like the cultural expertise is like a Palangi looking guy, but he's the Hawaiian cultural expertise is like
he looks like. Does he look like a Aikane or no?
I don't know, if you go there in the Samoan, Aikane is like eat a man, who knows? They develop, and that's the thing. When your culture is almost evaporated, you can make these things up because who's gonna correct you, Tua? We don't,
Mm,
we know we know when we do stuff in a tauma fakava or centuries old of practice, and we do things. There's somebody older, no matter if you live in Tonga, you live in breathing Tonga, that if you do protocols certain wrong, you're going to be corrected by somebody who's done it the proper way, right?
yeah,
So and that's the issues with a lot of the Maori and Hawaiian culture things. I know they're trying very hard to revitalize it, and I've even heard some podcasts, and maybe we can touch it another time, that even Hawaiians are saying that even though they're putting their kids in the classroom, a lot of the kids are hearing Hawaiian and everything, but they're thinking in Palangi, like a Palangi person, and they're just being perfect translators. But they're not living the essence of the language and what it really means behaviorally.
mm,
Because
mm.
language is not just it's a form of communication. It's a lot of cultural things that you do, and it's a mentality in your mind. So you know it's the
Interesting.
same thing, when you talk to dad and you talk to like certain generations and certain people from Tonga and stuff, you can tell with that mentality it's a lot different than somebody who's just translating in English and different languages. But I don't know. I
No,
just thought I'll
that's
just throw
fair.
out there, Tua.
No, that's fair. Wada Bears did clarify he was talking about episode 2 of the Polynesian Ice podcast. So
Oh, oh, oh.
but hey, he was still good conversation, Wada Bears. Malo and Maukava. And I
Malo
went
water
back to
bears.
look. It was our first episode on William Mariner. So that's what he was going
Oh,
back to watch. So
okay.
Malo. Anyways,
Malo water bear.
Malo Avito. All right. That's a good
So we
little
side step,
sidestep.
and a stiff arm. Eh?
Mm.
Okay. Want me to continue to, or did you have any
Yes, sir.
questions or anything?
No, we can continue.
All right. Left HRPP over governance disputes. Oh, no, I already read that. Campaign promises. So this is FIAME's campaign promises. Strengthen democratic institutions, transparency in governance, boost education, healthcare access, and gender equality programs, promote sustainable economic growth, focus on local businesses, offerings
Seems
to
real quick there,
voters.
Masi.
Yep.
She seems pretty practical. I mean, there's some things that you can tell are kind of left leaning, but
Yep.
relatively, I mean, that's what every politician would say, right? These are good things.
Yep.
So nothing like jumps out and said, "Oh, this is something really different." But okay, that's my
Yeah.
kind of thoughts on her campaign promises.
No, and this is another thing I didn't mind about Fia May, even though you could, because she's not married, she's up there in age, not married. You can assume she probably, even though she's done whatever she's doing in her private life, she has said in her interviews with the New Zealand here in New Zealand that the New Zealand voter or the interviewer was trying to tell her, "You think Samoa will ever pass a same-sex marriage bill?" And she said no. So Samoa would,
Mm.
would never do that. So that's why to
Okay,
me
okay.
that's how it should be. You do what's good by the social and what's good for your country, but whatever you do in your private life, let it keep it private. Don't you
100%.
know? Yeah. So that's
Keep your
kind
eye
of
keep your eye kane in the kane.
eo. Don't show that on Apple TV for everybody to close their eyes for that one. There's a
Yeah.
lot there's already a lot of uncoverings already happening. We don't have to see more other stuff that's happening.
Marie. Okay.
Yeah. All
Offerings
right.
to the voters. What does she offer?
Fresh leadership back. Fresh leadership break from HRPP's long rule. Appeals to urban voters, youth, and reform minded communities. Track record as PM navigating 2021 constitutional crisis.
Yeah,
Okay.
give some background on the constitutional crisis when she was going to become the PM and what happened there. Masi, that's kind of
Yeah.
a funny story there.
Yes. Well, and this is probably the shortcomings of the HRPP. When you been in power for so long, you have the keys for the
Everything.
parliament and everything, and then you've probably sustained so many relationships with everybody from different levels. And when you lost the election, he that's that's probably a big problem with Tula Epa, that he should have made the transition a lot more smoothly, but made it very difficult. And to Fiame's credit, they were able, even though they weren't able to get access into the parliament, they were able to do the ceremony and confirm all the new um, members into government, and uh, able to call and confirm the new government, which was Fiame's government. And they did it on. They got a big tent, set it up outside the parliamentary house, and went on with the business. So
That
credit to
is
her.
hilarious.
That credit to her for doing that. So that's probably why she said she was able to navigate that smoothly. That she will navigate the challenges that will come ahead smoothly. So that she thinks that that's a strength.
That's straight up island style right there.
Yeah,
Itapet, don't let them in. Don't let them in. Mari. Yep. So that's PMA, the current or custodial PM while we go through
correct.
the transition. So that's her. We'll go to the next one. I'll read this one. This is Tui la epa sailele mariele ngawai.
Ngawi.
Ngaoi.
Yeah.
So you met him before, Masi? Do I remember a story of you ever meeting him?
No, it was our older brother Lee that made him had a personal meeting with him. Yeah, but I
Oh,
didn't meet
okay.
him.
You
I
didn't
didn't
meet
meet him.
him.
Yeah.
Okay, okay. What was the feedback when he had a good meeting with him? What was
No, it was good. Lee was telling me he's a very intelligent, smart guy, and he's he has strong leadership skills. And anyone who holds government and
for that long? Because he was the
party leadership
PM
long,
for that whole
yes,
time.
yes, you got to have some skills, and you got to have some smart political thinking and maneuvering skills, man.
Interesting.
Yeah. Mm.
Interesting. All right. So Tui Laepa, he is the head of Human Rights Protection Party, the HRPP. That's a very good name. Ahead. When did this party start?
I don't know the history. I
80s,
just know.
70s, maybe?
Yeah, I have no idea.
But they picked the perfect name, right? Like who's gonna have anything against Human Rights Protection Party? Right? It's like
Eh,
BLM, it's like all this other stuff. It's like it looks great. You can't argue with the name. He did a good job. Um, so he's the HRPP leader, prime minister from 1998 to
whew,
2021. That's
long
crazy.
time, long time.
So over
Yeah,
20 years.
and you got to give him props, man. Like that's not easy to
No.
keep
So that's
everyone
why,
happy within your own party and the external challenges.
yes, the stability that speaks a lot. The
Yes.
stability, and that also explains why he had the cojones to just lock everything up. Right? He's like, I've
Mm.
been here for 25 years, man. This is my building. So that's pretty funny. He's a Matai from Lepa. What island is that, Masi? Do you know where Lepa is?
Upolu,
Upol.
Upolu side. Lepa
Okay.
is what it's
Oh,
usually
it's
referred.
Lepa.
Yeah, Lepa.
Ah,
Samoa. It's on the, to my understanding, it's on the eastern side of Upolu. Yes, on the eastern side.
man, we might have to support Tui Lepa because we spoke with a guy on TikTok, Haamoa brother, and he said all the Matais in the east side at Fangalongo. Is it Fanga?
What, like Fangaloa?
Yes, is that on the east side of Upelu? Upolu, I mean.
It's
Upelu.
heading towards the east. Yeah, Upolu. Yeah, it's all good. It's all good. Yeah, but Fangaloa is kind of going towards the east. Yeah.
Yeah, we might have to sit down with Tuilepa because according to his online name is All Seeing Eye, that all the Matais on the east side of Upolu and what did you say the town was? Fangaloa?
Fangaloa. Yeah.
Yeah. He said that the Matais and stuff on the east side of Upolu, they all know that the Tuitonga was king. And
Mm,
they always ask, how come the guys from Fangaloa and the east side are so big? And oh, they're
mm.
all big guys. And they say, oh, it's because we're Tongan. It's the same comment. Remember who made that same comment?
No, who made that comment?
It was Xiao Ilayu when he was talking with the guys in Uvea.
Uvea. Interesting. Yeah, yeah, you're right.
When the guys in Uvea were like were saying that, hey, you see all those guys? Because they said there's two migrations, right? One from Tonga and one from Haamoa. And I guess the ones from Haamoa are on maybe more on the Futuna Island. But they go, see, there's a reason why here in Uvea we're tall, strong, and handsome. And the guys over there on the other side, they're short, fat, and ugly. He's joking. I mean, just joking around. Like, I know some people will get offended by that. Maybe another Samoan will make a video off of that comment, like that one brother did about how he was offended by our
Mhm.
interpretation. But thought that was funny. But maybe we need
No,
to talk to Ilaipa.
yes. Well, Tuila Epa is remember there's the Ho'eki name with Tuila Kepa,
Mm-hmm.
which is which I just heard from an oral history that Danny just shared with me that the Tuila Kepa back in the days had a younger brother that went to Haamoa and settled in Upolu, which is could be the descendants of the
These
Tuila
guys.
Epa.
Yeah.
Yes,
So,
Tuila Epa, Tuila Kepa, and that's why that eastern side also there's a lot of reference to like the school Atere, that's kind of
mm,
known Tonga College. Atere is a reef that is close to Upolu on that eastern side, was where it's a reference to Abatere. That's where it came from. So
Mm. Hey, it's
hey,
interesting.
lot of history, a lot of history,
A lot
and
of history there.
and when that episode comes, we'll that'll be a fun one to just to chop it up our with our Ha'amo brother there.
Yeah, because he mentioned a similar story about what you're saying about the younger brother of the Tu'ilakepa who
Yeah.
goes there. He said that it was either a younger brother of the Tu'ihatakalaua or the Tu'itonga
Mm,
came and stayed at his village in Fangaloa, and he became the king in that area. Like
mm,
they said, they would carry him around because everyone said go Eiki, because the blood. And so,
mm.
kind of interesting that you're saying that Tatuila Kepa also has a similar oral history there.
Yeah.
So here's a funny one. I know it's at my expense, but UTOL says not the upelu,
Oh, Tua, you were gonna say the sapelu because the
the
sapelu is
sapelu.
like the herepelu.
Oh, that's what I meant. That's what I meant. To
Eh?
to kini
Eh?
kini. See,
Yeah.
UTOL says ay nake kape kape. Ay Yahweh. Sorry guys.
Hey,
Sorry
hey,
guys.
give us some grace a little bit.
Hey, Sheila,
What's
Malo,
up, Sheila?
Sheila. Sheila says that Pangaloa is his village that
Mm.
he's from. Malo,
So,
Malo, Sheila.
yeah, just to add on too. So Fangaloa is kind of like when we say Tua, it's Mua, but within Mua, there's like little towns like the Tagmotonga, Lampaha,
Oh, it's
Talastiu.
split.
So Fangaloa is what
Mm.
you call, and there's places called. I have my very good friend. He's from Sawano. That's a part of Fangaloa. There's Lona. There's other little villages within Fangaloa, but when you say Fangaloa, that covers
Oh,
all of it. So that's why Sila put
okay.
Lona like
So
that.
it's almost like saying Halaliku. Eh? It's
Iyo,
all the little villages on that
Iyo,
Halaliku,
Fatumu, and
all of that. Okay.
Chini, Iyo. Yeah.
Marie. Okay. All right. Um, so he's the Matai from Lepa, economics training in New Zealand, ex-civil servant. Right. You were saying earlier, known for infrastructure projects.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So and then interesting enough, I don't think it shows it here. Um, oh, it shows it. Oh, I'll save my comment for the infrastructure
Okay.
campaign promises. But he has some interesting ideas. He has some bold ideas that was kind of interesting to hear. Whether it's realistic, I don't know, but it's very bold. Um, Says the alliances are HRPP loyalists. Oh, before I go there, it says he was criticized for authoritarian moves. Maybe he was getting real comfortable and it's like, yeah, give me all the keys to parliament so I can lock people up. Maybe that's what they're talking
I can
about.
I can tell the police commissioner who to investigate and who not to investigate. Maria, tuila epa, tuila kepa, man.
Yeah, Tuila Kepa is like, hey, you know what? That guy's innocent. Go look at this other guy.
Hey,
Don't waste your time.
if you want me to pass your salary that you want the tala, you do what I say. That's what he's telling all those guys. Maria,
That's pretty funny. That's pretty
yeah.
funny. So once again, alliances, HRPP loyalists, traditionalist chiefs, rural strongholds. Okay, so he's a populist and traditionalist. He's kind of like a Trump on the
Mm,
rural areas and with the traditionalists. HRPP has ruled since 1982.
long
Now
time.
faces splintered support. Ooh, sounds like because the younger generation is kind of going with Fiame, eh? What it sounds like from what Grok is trying to put together here.
Mm, mm,
Um, Campaign promises restored stability. So he's saying, hey, look, when I was in charge, it was stable. Look at what happened since Fiame.
mm.
Continue infrastructure development, roads and ports. So here's the story I heard.
What's up?
Homeboy wants to build a bridge between Savai and Upolu.
Let's go. That's what I want. Let's go. Let's go. Man, hey, that is a huge one because that's man, because Savai and Upolu, that's a big separation. And you're talking about building a very complex infrastructure in the in ocean. That's already deep ocean. So, hey, man, I'm telling you, I'm gonna give this guy the benefit of the doubt because, like I said, I told you all the infrastructure he did. He did all the roads, sealed, tarred, and sealed around Upolu. You can drive around Upolu with a nice road. Same with thing with Savai. Tuila Epa did that.
Mm.
brand new airport since 2015. Tuila Epa did that. Why not? I mean, this is a big step up, but hey,
Yeah.
if he can do it, I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt because who's the second option? There's no one close that has done what he's done.
And
So,
that's a pretty bold statement, man. Like I saw the interviews that were like kind of criticizing him. It's like that's gonna be multi-billion-dollar, and homeboys like we're going to talk to our friends and our friends, and he made some examples like China has a bridge that's much longer than that they
mm,
built. And I guess he didn't say it was going to be China, but he kind of like indirectly made it sound like they might have some people in China interested in building it. But he was saying it's gonna be tough, but with our friends, it's possible. Yeah, he was just saying, this is
mm.
something that can happen. The other
And this
thing,
is
oh,
oh
go
no, I
ahead.
was gonna add on. I was add on, and this is the benefit of being in the middle of a geopolitical infighting with the U.S. and America. Who knows? He probably get a little piece from China and a little piece from America or something. He's gonna figure it out, and whoever is gonna help him do the bridge, that's what he will go for. So I mean,
Well,
yeah,
yeah.
that's what I'm
Well, and
thinking.
that's
That's what I'm thinking.
that's one of the things I think either he mentioned or someone on that report that I saw was they're going to be friends with everyone, and they tell everyone wherever we align and have the same, good fit. But just remember that your enemies is not my enemies,
Mm,
right? Meaning
mm,
I can talk to America and I'll talk to China too,
yep.
whoever will help me build my multi-billion-dollar bridge. Can we just get the bridge in Tonga across the lagoon, please? That would be so nice.
We just want a bridge in the lagoon. It's not in open waters. What Tuila Epa is trying to do here. So,
Yeah.
but
So maybe what we need to do is if Tuilaipa, if you don't win, come and run in Tonga just on building that bridge alone, and instead of billions of dollars, it'll only be a few hundred
no,
million.
this is what I'm gonna say. Tuila Epa, if you don't get in, come to Tongatapu 9 or Tongatapu 10. Our family will try to get you in, and you can build a bridge for Tonga over there. Yeah, we will take you to Laepa if you don't get in. If you don't get in,
That's pretty funny. That's pretty funny. Um, so he wants to expand foreign investment tourism to drive the economy. So his thing is let's get foreign investment into the economy. So it looks like TMA is more like let's build slowly within. His plan is get the money from overseas and invest it.
that's the
Um,
fastest way, and he knows what he's talking about because when you just rely because the economy is just so small, it's gonna be the recovery is gonna be too slow because the cost of living is a big issue too in Samoa. Which Tuila Epa he's done this before with the changing of your time zone and the driving to
increase
further align
economic productivity there.
produce yes economic productivity. So he's in order to do that, Tuila Epa is just saying we need to drive up foreign aid or foreign money to come and invest in Samoa, which will drive faster economic activity and better
Interesting.
outcome for everyone.
Okay. Okay. So he also will maintain traditional governance and strong law and order policies because he's going to direct the police what to do and what not to do. Yeah, well, that's funny. Offerings to voters, decades of experience, proven track record of economic growth, and that's the one thing. Now that I hear you explaining what he's done, because in that interview
Mm,
he goes, "There's only one way to verify if someone can do what they say they're doing, and that's their track record." And he says, "I have a impeccable track record." So he's talking about
ye-
I deliver infrastructure projects is what
yes,
he's
sir.
pushing
And
to.
I've seen it, and I've seen it, and then not only that, the families that I'm connected with back in Samoa, a lot of them gave a chance to the fast voters, and they're saying they're not going to do that again. They're going to go
They
back to
regret it.
HRPP. Yeah,
Interesting. So, um, a strong appeal to rural voters, traditional leaders, promises continuity, leveraging HRPP's established network. So he's the safe bet, so to speak, right?
Mm.
The old school safe bet who has delivered in the past versus Fiame, who was the promising new star people gave a shot to, but didn't deliver as people had hoped.
Yes. The only thing going against Tuila Epa, because he's such a strong leader, he's already in his 80s, to my understanding. And
Saying
if
he's
he
too
gets
old.
in another 5 years, that's kind of pushing it. That's the only negative I see from HRPP is when he gets in, he doesn't last too long for has some health issues, and somebody takes over his place, and it's not the same outcome what
Leadership.
would have been leadership style that what Tuila Epa would have had if he stays if he doesn't if he passes away. But that's the only thing I do see is his
Mm.
age as a liability.
Yeah, and Tuilaipa, if you lose and you don't come to Tonga, then just come to America because they'll vote in. As you can see, we voted in people who didn't even know who their names were, and they were leading the most powerful nation in the world.
You just throw instead of HRPP as your acronym, just put a D next to yours,
Yeah,
Tuila Epa. You probably will get in and
you'll get voted in.
get voted in like Uncle Joe, eh?
Yeah, yeah. A guy who forgets he's the president and still leads the country. All right, next one here, Masi. This is Lauli.
All right. La Uri Lewatea Bola Taivao Schmidt. All right. Independent former speaker founded Tautua Samoa Party, now runs independently. Okay.
Does that sound
But
right? Maybe the
I don't.
intern fumbled on this one.
Yeah,
'Cause isn't
fumble.
he with the Fast Party? You said
He's
he's
the
the
one
founder.
because he'll be more. I didn't know if he's a former speaker, but he's founded the Fatuatua Iliatua Samoa Watasi Party, which is the fast,
Mm, mm.
which is now independent. So maybe our intern made a mistake over there, but we'll give you a break, Grunk. We'll give you a
Yeah.
break there. You're still new in the AI space, eh? He's a Matai business and agriculture background, strong in Savai. So that's where he comes from.
Mm.
Ex HRPP minister, split in 2010 over leadership disputes. Advocates physical restraint, rural development, centrist appeal. Alliances, fluid with independence, potential coalition kingmaker. Campaign promises, prioritize rural infrastructure, agricultural support for farmers. Reduce government spending, focus on fiscal responsibility. Promote nonpartisan governance, unity across factions. Offerings to voters, centrist alternative to fast. Alternative to fast, because he is fast. La
That's what I'm
Uri is
saying.
fast.
I think Grok got a little confused. He got a little too excited with
Mm,
the Fieme being the leader of the Fast Party.
yes, yes.
It almost sounds like this should be Fieme in regards to his party and his um, offering to voters a little bit because
Mm,
Fieme is running in a third party kind of
correct.
independent
The
type
smaller party of
approach.
the bigger two.
Okay.
HRPP divide appeals to moderates, deep ties to rural voters, especially in Savai'i, flexibility to bridge divides in coalition talks. What's your thoughts, Kua?
So he's kind of the middle, right? You have Fiame, you have Pilaepa, and then Lauli is kind of like in the middle, where
Mm,
he's not HRPP. He has some of the traditional approach and infrastructure from Filaepa, but also working on supporting the local people and providing opportunities there. So he seems to be kind of like the middle option.
mm,
The question is it's not good to be lukewarm? Maybe it's better to be hot or cold rather than lukewarm. But right now, if I just go off of what Grok has said, I don't know if I would really give him a serious shot. But maybe that's just because Grok, our intern, didn't give us the best descriptions for him. But they made him
mm.
kind of look like just the middle ground between them.
Yeah. Well, and I believe La Uri also he hasn't done much interviews with the outside media. It's been Tuila Epa and Fiame.
Mm,
Um, I mean, I always think, Trump always does media interviews with all platforms, and no matter if they like you or not, after he will say his stuff, but he will always do the interview, even though he knows he's gonna be the minority and he's gonna be trying to tricked into certain questions or answering certain questions. But Lauli needs to just do the same, have the same mentality. He should have done interviews with everybody so everyone can understand his
his side.
policies and what his
And
side.
maybe that's where Grok had a little bit of a challenge. If he's not active on social media and the press, then that's probably why Grok got his descriptions wrong, because he doesn't have a lot online
I
to really make a determination on who or what he stands for.
I would say that the fast party, and just in my some of my friends that I kind of share with social media and stuff, fast does have a strong following
Online.
from Samoans from outside Samoa, I would say,
Okay.
regarding their financing, their that party, and also the support, I would say. So I would
Interesting.
just, yeah,
Yeah, nothing really crazy sticks out of him. He seems like a middle of the road, seems like a
yeah.
reasonable position, but nothing else. Anything on your end, Mr. Atero?
Nope, nope, nothing on my
Okay.
end. Me personally, I think I shared it before. I'm supporting the HRPP. Reason why I'm not supporting Fast is my own personal mm, view. He came Laudi came over to New Zealand and supported one of the candidates who was Samoan, but he's a Samoan that represented the Green Party, which is super left, everything liberal. It was crazy to be the mayor of Auckland, and I find that really weird that a foreign party would come to another country like New
Hmm.
Zealand and say support, and it was fine. Yeah, the things, but because I was pretty neutral, I was like, oh yeah, go fast. I was kind of fast. But ever since then, I'm like, because the thing is, see, this is the thing about leadership and stability, which Tuila Epa understood. You don't go you don't go to other countries, even though they're Samoans or whatever countries, and throw your support on another political which is landscape which is different from yours, because you can cause some instability there. And Tula Epa never has done that, going to other countries and throw political support to other candidates and how they do their political stuff. So
He just focuses on what he has in front
focus,
of him.
just focus in Samoa, because that's the party and the politics that you're in. So that's my only reason, and I hope HRPP takes home and wins. That's just me.
Do you
And
think
I'm
he
wearing the
did?
blue, and I'm wearing the blue
Ooh,
to represent the
is
HRPP.
is that their color? HRPP.
Yep, they're blue. Fast is red, and the United Party, Fiame Party, I don't know what their color is because they're relatively new. So,
Hopefully, it's not rainbow. Anyway,
oh yeah, well,
yeah, well, I'll get myself in trouble there. Um, okay, okay. Yeah, I think if I had to pick, I think I would lean towards HRPP.
because you know
I
what he's done. I know
You
you're
know what
big on
he's
what.
done, and I do like the bold idea. You
Yep.
know, he also said, I don't know how realistic this is, but he said 500 tala payment to every Samoan if he gets into the position, and he says the how he's going to get that money is he's like this was his comment. It's pretty funny. I
Eh,
look around and the businesses are getting bigger and bigger and bigger,
eh.
and I ask myself, where's all that money going? I know for certain they're not paying the right taxes.
Oh yeah, boy.
So I don't know if how comfortable I would with that, but still, he's like, who knows? Who knows? I mean, who knows what's going on out there?
He's been doing it for 20 plus years. I'm gonna give the man the chance if he's done it before.
Let him
If his
retire
health,
on top.
yeah, retire on top. Just I to me, the only thing is I just worry about he gets in 2 years, he has some health issues, and he doesn't finish his term. Somebody takes over who doesn't have the same energy, the same
Vision and
uh,
drive.
vision, drive, the the capacity mentally to see the projects through. That's the only thing I worry about. But if his health, if God blesses him with his, because I think it's 5 years, blesses him with those 5 years to be the still maintain what he's been doing now. Hey, give him a chance, man.
Mm, okay, okay. All right. We just got a couple more slides here. I'll take this one. And he says, so this is the relationships between them, right? This is a quick summary. How these
Okay,
guys,
okay.
because they're all interconnected. It says, Fia Me versus Tuilaepa, bitter rivalry escalated after the 2021 election standoff. That makes sense, right? Like someone
Mm.
doesn't give you the keys to the house that you just bought. Of course, you're gonna not gonna like them. You're gonna call them squatters, try and get them out. So Fia Me is upset that he did that, and then Tuilaepa is probably like, I'm the one who brought you up, gave you the deputy PM, all these other things, and like the all the our Samoan brothers and sisters say, fie po'o or fie poco, whatever. So that's probably what Tuilaepa is thinking. So that's probably why they have that bitter rivalry, and says Tuilaepa resisted Fiame's PM win, sparking constitutional crisis. So there's some tension between Fiame and Tuilaepa.
Mm. Mm.
Any thoughts on that, Masi, or do you want to go to Fiame and Lauli next?
Yeah, yeah. I think that's about right. But I think Tuela Epa is probably his main. I think his main rivalry is going to be the Fast, because I think that's the number two. Fiame is still a minority. She didn't even have, her party didn't have every candidate in every
District.
district. Yes, so that's why I'm not too worried. She could hold the power, if especially if the Fast and HRPP are not able to
Come to a
have a
deal.
majority. She could determine who gets the power as the minority party. So
Okay.
to me,
Okay.
to me, I think Tuila Epa is playing it safe, and I think Fiame is playing a little safe, just seeing how the results go, because Fiame knows she's a minority party. Tuila Epa knows he's one of the bigger of the two, but he may need Fiame to support his party if he wants to get back into power. So
Okay.
that's just my thoughts there.
All right. Perfect. Before we have you go to the next one, Clyde Moore, Malo e Maukava, appreciate it. Malo e Holo, Malo e Maukava. So Clyde
Malo.
Moore says, Malo e Tautoelava Mai Kautama. Tua, can you please stop disrespecting the TikTok historians?
Whoa. Kia ora, Toko.
Yeah,
Malo,
just
Clyde
kidding.
Moore. Malo.
Malo Baukava and
What
Clyde
is he
Moore.
talking about? What is he talking about,
He's
Tua?
talking about all the, Masi, that activity with our class comment, and
Oh,
also
shit.
just everybody on TikTok now is crying, saying we're being disrespectful and all this
Shit.
stuff. So Clyde Moore is just having a good laugh because all the people on TikTok are saying we're causing problem.
Man, I didn't think the wokeness will creep into our Polynesian people, but looks like it is, Tua, eh?
See, and that's
Shit.
that's the thing
The
that
PC,
is
the political correctness.
yes, and that's one of the things that as Kleinmore brings up here, Masi, that I've been surprised how hypersensitive some of our people have become. Like, oh, you can't say this, you can't say that. I'm like, dude, you act like your ideas have never been challenged before. You
Mm.
act like and I'm just like, cry me a river, man. Relax. We're just having conversations here, right?
Yeah.
And we're told we're being disrespectful. We're told we're causing problems, but then we look at their comments. They're the ones being disrespectful. They're the one causing problems, and I'm like, why don't you guys worry about yourself? Let us worry about ourselves.
They
But
haven't, and this is the thing. This is why we have the live digital kava session. They haven't been to a kava session, Tua. To
that's what
have
they need.
to have to This is when you go to a kava session, everyone's gonna be poked at, teased, just giving to you straight what they're thinking. Man,
Yeah.
our people is a little bit drinking the American beer and European alcohol instead of going back to the kava roots. Eh? Maybe that's the
Mm.
the issue, Tua. Yeah.
Masi, maybe they're similar. Like, remember when you told me you went to Tonga, when you just went to Tonga,
Yeah.
you were feeling comfortable because like Clyde Moore, he gave us a digital kava bag here.
Yes.
We've been
Yes.
drinking the digital kava here online with the ideas. What was it like, Mussy, when you had the real kava?
Hey, so for our viewers, when I went in Faikava and stuff, I don't mind going Faikava with the, your coconut cup, right? That's what everyone's used to.
Let me
When they
pull up
give
the
you,
video. Let me pull up the
yeah,
video.
you go ahead and put that up, and I'll just say, when they give you a big bowl, which is 8 scoops in a bowl, it puts you in a situation. You're in the gray area. You can try. It's either I come up with an excuse to say I can't do it, or I'm just gonna do it just to say I can handle these guys. Okay,
Yeah.
so I did it, but you did it once. Okay, I can handle. But when you had to do it twice on the same night, and not only
Ooh.
that, I just came back from eating a buffet, so my stomach was full and drinking soda. So I wasn't fully prepared. I was prepared to have little sips with the have a little sips with the little coconut cups. Man, but hey,
So
the Tongan homies from Tonga just wanted to test to see if the live digital cover session guys can handle
can hold their own.
what can hold their own, what they do on social media, what we do on our platform, that we can hold it on the real cover session. So I can tell you guys, I was able to hold it down for all of us with all the traditional cover guys from Tonga. So like they say, pinepe, kataki ipe mashi. So yeah, it was good. It was good, man.
So yeah,
Uh,
here it is. Here it is. Masi saying the giant cup here, and see what we're talking about. Masi, see, this is why it's good. Like we're in the digital cover, we drink the digital cover, but every once in a while, go and have the real thing, the authentic one, so that you get checked by reality. I feel like all these people who push the Tui Manua and all that stuff, they never went back to reality and just to try their ideas. But here's Mr. Atearoa stepping up here, Masi.
Caliente, hola, güey. No,
that's
no
that's
amas.
I take out.
I love that voice, that raspy voice of kava consistently, maybe some tobacco. Yeah,
that's the cup.
that's
That's the kava drinker voice right there.
voice right there. Eh? Tau, tari, tari, re, re, eh, tama, eh, it's like this is the real kava experience.
Plus,
Yeah, yeah.
café mai. Café masi.
Yeah, go ahead.
Kamasi ene une ba fai tala e
Look
fonua
at that,
puka
still
hamau
going.
Eh, I
kaupa
came
wa
with my little
matoke
coconut cup, but
nanga e
they obviously
fonua
said that's not big enough.
onune
They gave me a big bowl.
tonu
Eh?
mai.
Ay, Marie,
Ay,
Marie, Mr.
yeah.
Atearoa. Eh?
Shit.
I want
Shit.
everybody can know that yes, this is a digital conversation, but I'm pretty sure if it was me, I probably would have threw up already. But malo, Mr. Atearoa, for
Hey, Katakipe.
holding
I'm
it
glad.
down.
I'm glad that I was able to wear the BYU outfit to make sure I didn't let the BYU fans let them down too when I went all out. Eh?
If we have a good season this year, it's because Mr. Atearoa gave us a good season opener to start the season.
Yes, sir. Just come on, BYU. Don't let me down, man.
Don't let me down. Okay, here's another one. Malo Maukava Mika.
Mika,
Malo Pito.
Shade, Malo, Maukava.
So he says Malo Tokos just jumped on now. And once again, also recognize Mika. That little symbol next to his name means he's a member as well.
Yes,
So Malo
Malo,
Pito
Sipopo.
Mika Maukava. So, anyways, that was funny. Malo.
Mm,
Malo masya
mm.
katakila.
Malo, Malo, Sipopo, Mai Gautama.
It's Clydemore. He never Upelu. He never Upelu. You missed it. You missed
Malo.
it, Clydemore. I instead of saying Upolu, I said Upelu, and then some of the guys were laughing at me. So malo,
Malo,
malo.
Malo, kind more.
Okay, so go to the next one. Masi Fiame
Yes.
and Lauli.
All right. So Fiame. Oh, this is still says Fiame and Chula Epa. Did you switch it?
No, the one just above that.
Oh, just above that. Oh, so Fiame and versus Laudi right here.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, Fiame versus Laudi. Professional but competitive. Policy clashes on economy.
So not
Tuila Epa.
really, yeah.
Yeah.
So really, Fiame and Lauli, I think our intern missed this. There seems to be also a personal issue. There's a little bit of a rivalry. I don't think the digital intern knew that the break from the fast party, that Fiame leaving the fast party, was because of the clash between her and Lauli to step down from his position. So I would add that there's a little bit of a rivalry, bitter rivalry as well between Fiame and Lauli. Or am I wrong? Or you think the intern got this right?
No, no. I think that's correct, especially with some of the recent comments that the fast parties have said to Fiame, especially her not being married at her
Yeah,
age.
that if she got
I'm
married,
pretty
that she
sure
would
it's
be
pretty.
a lot wiser.
If she was married, she'd be a lot wiser and be able to have a proper relationship and run the government better if she was married. It's hilarious, man.
Yeah,
Hilarious.
we.
So I'm pretty sure that's probably pissed off Fiame. No, you know, especially a woman being that age and people talk to her like that. I know she ain't happy with those comments because they went viral too.
Yeah, I remember seeing it, and it was an older gentleman who said it. But maybe that's where I also heard the little bit about the same-sex attraction was probably during that
Mm.
same time when they were all
Ah,
attacking her. So that's
mm,
probably where I read it, where it
mm,
was just a political attack,
mm.
and me not knowing the difference. So the last one is Tui Laepa versus Laauli. Strange
Yeah.
since Lauli's HRPP exit, mutual accusations of opportunism. So
Mm,
really, it's just typical politics there. Um, but it looks like Fiame has a bone to pick with both of them
yeah.
as well. So this is pretty contentious, is what this is all
Mm,
coming down to.
yeah.
So
And
really, all three from the HRPP. So maybe they're
correct.
just different versions of the HRPP party.
Correct. Correct. No, and and that's why it's the people follow their people who are political leaders, right? Of the thing. So when they're having open arguments like that, the people will follow, and if their supporters are not liking the other supporters of what they're saying, that can cause some contention. So it's potentially can cause a lot of contention and maybe um, issues that the Samoa government has banned alcohol. I think
Oh, really?
Yes, I think during the election they banned it so that it doesn't add fuel to the flame and
Mm.
make people act up. So yeah, and there was tourists, the Palangis and the tourists were complaining about Samoa banning it, but the decision was still maintained because they said it was for the good of the country to ban the
Mm.
alcohol during this time. So yeah.
So with that being said, let me see if I can find this video because um maybe this is something that should be considered in Tonga as well, right?
Mm,
Where did I save it? Maybe it was on TikTok. But read that last one at the bottom, Masi.
all right. Last bullet point. All three tied by HRPP passed. Now split by ideology and personal grudges. That sounds pretty accurate. I think they all split in different ideology because Laudi and Fiame have learned what the shortfalls from the HRPP, and I think that's a good thing. But also, personal grudges can creep in that it can be a personal vendetta from all three against each other instead of maybe
Mm.
good things for the country can go. But to me, when HRBP has been doing it from the past and building infrastructure and moving the country along forward for the future, they are very difficult to beat. But if HRPP been doing like kind of its recent years before it lost the election, some of unpopular decisions and some some projecting just some maybe corruption that was happening. That's you're leaving an opportunity for other parties to jump on and
Yeah.
take over.
I do find it interesting that they basically have a very strong history, all from the HRPP party, right?
Mm,
And so I do find that interesting because at the end of the day, it seems like they're the same thing, just slightly different versions of each other,
yeah. Mm.
which is kind of interesting. But I can't find the exact video I was looking for. But I'm wondering if uh, if Tonga Tonga should institute if these guys were drinking, maybe Tonga needs to institute this. Can you see what I'm sharing,
Oh,
Masi?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Let's see. This is maybe what Samoa is trying to avoid in with the ban of alcohol. And nope, has an ad here real quick. We'll wait for the ad to go through. But this is the kind of stuff that Samoa is trying to avoid with this. Is this UFC over here that's gonna go? What? You wanna talk to me? Come here. I'm tired of talking to you. Come, let's go. Let's go. And let's see. This is the stuff. Dink. This is the kind of stuff that Samoa is trying to prevent with the alcohol ban. But these guys don't need alcohol. These guys don't need alcohol apparently to be silly
Get
like
riled
this.
up.
Yahweh. Anyways, wasn't the right video. There was another one that I wanted to share that I thought was funny, but maybe there's something to that rule that our Samoan brothers and sisters are right to do that.
Mm,
Um, let me see here. Next one. So Dark Horse, it really we're not going to go through this because it's really what it's saying is because there's no clear list of who has signed up for the race. It's hard to know who the Dark Horse is. But this is the one I want you to feed back, Masi. Our research assistant intern didn't agree with you on who you think is the favorite.
okay,
Read
okay.
this one
So
to
no
see.
single stand. Okay, no single standout due to snap elections rush timeline. Independents likely to surge. Okay, so independents. I'm thinking Fiame because she's more of the independents or
Yeah, yeah,
okay. Leveraging anti-party sentiment. Okay, possible names: lesser known Matai or defectors from HRPP and FAST. Okay, all right. Rural independence could sway tight constituencies. Interesting. Watch for late nominations, often finalized days before vote. We'll see.
yeah.
We'll see. Gronk. I'm still trusting HRPP will get it done, but let's see. This is human versus AI. Let's go, Gronk. I'm gonna
Yes,
remember this.
we're gonna see. Yeah, because it doesn't mention here, but when I was having the verbal conversation with Grok, if I said,
Yeah.
"Who do you think has the lead?" and he said that Fia May probably has a slight edge, and it was
Okay.
primarily because of that independence
Okay.
likely surge, and he thinks, but because that's he's probably saying that because that was probably all the explanations for why Fia May won last time,
Mm,
right? So maybe Grok is making that calculation that the same thing is going to happen again.
mm.
Um, but any closing thoughts on that, Masi? And then I'm looking at the time. I thought we would end here, but you know what? I want you to react to a video because
Okay.
you haven't had a chance to react to it. But what are your closing thoughts on Samoan politics here?
Hey, I just wanna famanwia i tangata i Samoa i latou palota taimine o loo faafeagai ai taimine. Ia manuia o tou palota maua se malo e tu malosi ma au mai faamiaga mo le malo o Samoa. I just want the Samoans to wish them the best, wish them the best to picking the right leaders. At the end of the day, let the people decide, and the government that stands up, you deal with the consequences. let it let it be. So, my thoughts are: I just hope HRPP gets in. I will. That's my preference, and I hope they get in and do well because their track record has, you know, been very solid. Once they just focus on building, especially infrastructure, that seems to be their thing. They specialize in, and also what they also do is, they tend to. They also made some bold decisions, and they made a bold move out of the two parties of building a bridge. And I think same thing with our people, man. Instead of being, it's almost the same thought. It's good to be players in the field
Mm,
and do that, but you know what's a little higher and much more of influence that you can do more is when you own a team, own a franchise, own a business. That's the things that we should be able to do as a people. And to me, when Tuila Epa says build a bridge, that's bold because dude, other people can do it. You can do it too. We didn't navigate the biggest ocean for no reason. Like our people is intelligent and we take risks. We made bold moves, and that's what we should do in our lives anyway. So when he says he's gonna build a big bridge, that's the person I want to stand behind and try to help him achieve it. So that's just
yeah.
me. I don't know in
No,
my kind of view.
I agree. I mean, infrastructure is important. Infrastructure has the greatest uh, opportunity to help people help themselves. That's why I'm a big fan with building better roads, uh, more infrastructure in the villages, or anything that'll
Mm,
connect the people more, because I
mm,
think that motivates people and gives them more opportunity to build economic activity and to improve their lives. So, with that being said, we're going to step out of the Samoan politics here for a second. And I want to give you an opportunity, Mr. Aotearoa.
yeah.
I already had the opportunity to respond to this video on a
Mm,
previous live session. I wanted to give you and get your feedback
okay.
um, on this video, and I I want for you to take a look at it, give your response. And this is from a Samoan brother of ours who did not like one of our videos and created a response video to us. And it looks like it's his most viewed video on his
Okay.
channel. So I
Okay.
think his highest views here are up 3,000, 7,000, and last I checked, this was over 10,000 views.
Dang. Okay, man. I was just going to
So
Tonga and then come back and
you
this
didn't know
segment went
you
viral.
caused, yeah, this segment went viral. So I want you to kind of respond to this one, Mr. Atero. I'm just gonna play it from beginning to end, and
Okay.
you can give you a chance to respond.
All right. Is it playing, Tua?
Yeah, are you not hearing it?
I'm not hearing it.
What's going on here? Let me hit stop sharing and then try to share it again.
Okay. I'm not hearing it unless some of the viewers are hearing it, but I'm not hearing it.
But could you see it?
I saw it. Yeah.
Yeah,
How
Salo
about
Falava,
now?
Malo Late.
No, I still can't hear it.
Huh, interesting. Hey, on the viewers, can you guys hear the video? I don't know what's going on my end here. I can hear it.
Oh, I
How
see it
about
now.
that one?
Yep. 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 I can see that and hear it.
Salo Falava,
Can you hear it
Yep.
now?
Malo
Yep.
Late.
I hear it now.
So, wanted to bring up a subject that is sort of sensitive to all of us in the Pacific. One of the issues I wanted to bring up is this group that is using their platform rather than to educate our Polynesian people, but they're
Well,
utilizing their
pause
platform
it there,
to
Tua.
spread
Pause it
hate.
there.
You can call it soft.
Oh, sorry. Oh, do you? I just want to react to while it's fresh in my
Yeah.
mind.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Are we there? To me, this is the live digital kava session. We're not here to educate. We're just presenting our ideas. We're not a university. We're not a Palangi University. You sit at a desk and listen to a professor just tell you to do, and you do what they say to get an A. No, no, no. In the Kava session, we just present ideas, and whoever wants to take it for what it is. And for in this case, the live digital Kava session, we just present our ideas and let the viewers of the Kava session de- let them decide which one is correct, and let them create their own ideas if that's correct. If they don't like what our ideas is, they can go and find another idea somewhere else. I don't know. That's just me, Tua. I'm just reacting because that's what I'm thinking when he says we need to
I
educate.
I had a similar perspective that I shared, right?
Mm,
I agree with you. I mean, we're not here to educate. We're here to have conversation. And when you go to a kava circle, if you come with the mentality, I'm going to educate these guys, go to school.
mm,
Go to school to get educated. And that's not to say that what we're doing is not educating. It is educating, but there is no teacher here. There is no,
mm.
I'm here to educate you. We all are the same people with two hands, 2 feet, and we're coming to share our experiences. Is it educational? Yes. But
Yes.
that's not what we're here for. We're not here to be your educator. If you're here to have us be your educator, guys, I'm sorry, but it's not going to work out well for you. It's better for you to go to school. Now, if you want to come and have conversations and challenge ideas, right
Yes.
here, this is what we're
This is
doing here.
this is where we're at. This is the
Yeah.
battleground right
But
here.
but this is the thing is like I know he's like, oh, he's going to say soft hate, disguised hate. I don't know about you, but if he thinks what he's doing is to educate our people, that's kind of condescending. That I'm so knowledgeable. I know what you should be thinking. I know what you should be saying, and I will define what hate is. I was like, that's a little condescending. He's the guy who shows up to the kava session and wants to think like I'm going to teach these guys something, right? I'm going to show these guys how smarter I am, how more educated I am, rather than let's just come and have a conversation. Let's just tell
Mm.
me what's going on in your world,
It's
right?
just a talanoa. Come on,
Yeah. So
a
yeah. So
talanoa.
I'm on board with that, Masi. I thought it was like he's coming from a very different perspective than what we're coming from. We're not here to educate. We're here to have conversations, and I'll learn something. I might get educated, and
Yeah.
and that's happened many times. And actually, one of our viewers, one of our Samoan brothers on the digital kava session here,
Mm.
said, hey guys, you guys might want to read this book, and sent over the reference for a book. And guess
Yeah.
what? I
What's
learned
up?
a ton. One of our upcoming episodes on the live digital conversation is to walk through certain sections of that book. So I got educated. I got
Mm.
to learn something new, and we're hoping to share it with everyone else for that same purpose. But 100%,
But you
we
came.
yeah,
You learned. I was gonna say to it, but you came to your own conclusion that you say, "Man, I got something before ilo for oh, like you got a new knowledge." There's like, okay, this is good. That's how it should be. You know,
yes,
everyone throws their ideas and gives you some recommendations or suggestions. It is what it is, and it's up
yep,
to you to take it or not. Not to
100%,
take it and say it's do it your way.
yeah, no, 100%.
Okay.
Soft hate or disguised hate, but regardless,
Mm.
rather than using your platform to bridge the gap between both islands, between Samoa, Tonga, or Fiji, you're utilizing your platform to spread misinformation, but the role that you're playing is a dangerous one. It's dangerous for our Polynesian people, especially the two islands, Samoa and Tonga. Why do you always have to put one country down to lift the other?
Let
Why
me
is
know
it
if you ever want to
always
stop
about
somewhere,
we're
Masi.
better
Now
than
keep
them?
going. Keep going.
What you should do is bridge the gap. So, this recent video you made, I also made a video similar to this several months ago. But notice the difference. Notice the difference how you projected your message versus what I did.
Here's a unique historical reference which involved the Samoans and Tongans playing
I
in
want
the
to
sport.
stop. I want to stop real
Go for
quick.
it. Go for it, Dua.
I'll make this quick because I'm more interested in your response.
Mm-hmm.
You notice how he said, "Why do you have to put someone else down in order to lift up yours?" And then what does he do? He puts down our content and says, "This is how you should have done it. This is the better way, your way." So now you see how contradicting he is, even in the very beginning, right? Like
Mm.
just like he said, "Oh, you should use your platform to educate and bring us together." And right after he says that, he says, "Oh, you bunch of hateful guys." Right? It's like if I were to see soft hate, this video looks like soft hate and disguised hate. He says, "Hey, you should use your platform to bring us together." Yeah, you hateful guy. You soft hate, you really hate us. And then right after that, he says, "Why do you have to put others down in order to lift you up?" And then what does he do? Immediately after that, he puts down our video and elevates his video to say, "This is better." I'm like, are you?
Better analysis.
Does he?
Yeah?
Does he? Is he paying attention? Right? Like
Interesting.
to me, it doesn't even make any sense. Anyways,
Very interesting.
yeah, we'll come back. We'll come back.
So you'll
Mm.
find it in William Mariner's account. So according to William Mariner, Finau's son returns from Samoa, and he's also bringing with him friends from Samoa. So part of his wedding ceremony is they participating in this type of event. Are we going to do it the Samoa way, or we're going to do it the Tongan way? And the Tongan way, when a foe is on the ground, pretty much it sort of halts the event and allows the individual to get back up. Now they say the Samoan event, once the your foe is on the ground, you can continue to strike him so long as he's moving. It seems like both of the Tongans and Samoans were playing this sport, but the Samoans were a little bit more crazier.
I want everybody to remember that phrase right here. Samoans were a little bit more crazier. Okay.
No, and
And
I'll just add on just to kind of critique with his analysis. We're going tit for tat. In Mariner's book, he recorded Ha'amoa. It wasn't Samoa, it was Whakaha'amoa way or
yeah.
Ha'amoa. There was no Samoa. Just to critique, if we're doing this little analysis, let me
Misinformation right there.
misinformation. Let me, now I'm gonna be to the detail because there was no Samoa in Mariner. You just interjected your own bias into
He's
that little
educating you, Masi.
analysis.
He's
Oh,
educating you with false doctrine.
so yeah, so I'm just saying there was no Samoa. Mariner wrote Ha'amoa because Samoa didn't exist during that time. It was Ha'amoa. Okay.
How they had their rules.
As Mariner reported, the difference of which is that the Ha'amoa custom allows a man to
Oh,
reach.
right there. Samoa custom, right? Not
Yes, sir.
Samoa. Ah, that's a good
So
point. That's a good
yeah,
point.
yeah. No, I'm just saying we're just doing this tit for tat. We're just, hey, if you want to go the education route, I didn't go to university for no reason. I can give you the same lasagna with spaghetti and cheese like you're giving me, man.
Mm.
We can
Yeah,
go that route, man. We can go that
yeah.
route.
Maria, I like it.
His
Yeah.
antagonist after he is knocked down, as long as he perceives signs of motion, while the Tonga mode only allows him to flourish his club over his fallen foe, and the fight is ended. So you know what that
So
reminds
the
me to
famous
of
words.
the certain
Mm.
class.
I'm not sure how you concluded that.
Maybe I should clarify to him. Maybe I should clarify.
Yes.
You know
Clarify.
what
Clarify.
I can clarify when there's a class, there's a certain behavior because you've been structured for a much longer time as a civilization or as a nation, much longer maybe than some of our neighboring islands, that there's a certain way that you act, that in a classy way, that you're kind of like, after you've beat the person down, you, like what you say, you wave the club, you already know who's the winner, right? It's a lot more, I don't know, what is it? I'm still gonna say it. It's a savage-like behavior when you're beating somebody, until they can barely
A
move.
defenseless individual.
Yes. So what's that perception projecting out to just even some, let's just say a society from England or the Roman, that's from a society that's people are looking that are non-Polynesian. You're beating somebody to death, right? That they're gonna see that as, that's kind of a little savage like behavior. There's a reason why the Romans got most people who were non-Romans to come and fight in the Colosseum, because they were gonna fight like savages, and then the people will find that entertaining, right? But in the Polynesian and in the Tongan way of fighting, it was more of entertainment, of a way that if it was the Tongan rules, you knocked them down, that was enough. You can live another day. The other one,
Mm.
if even if you're barely moving, you're probably not gonna have the same. You're not gonna live the same way before you entered the game. That's what I'm just trying to say with that distinction. If that makes more sense. I don't know, but I'll just share that. But
Yeah,
that's what I
and
meant with the whole way
class.
of you're there's a certain class to it when you have a classic behavior of a Tongan way compared to the Ha'amoa way.
Yeah,
You know?
in that situation, and what I find interesting is, let's use the example of when the UFC first came out.
Mm,
Right, when the UFC first came out, everyone said, "Man, that's savage behavior." Right?
mm,
Every like it got to the point that UFC couldn't. Well, because when the UFC first came out, there were no rules. You could gouge eyes. It was supposed to be no rules, right?
mm,
Then
mm,
when Dana White and them took over, they started to institute more rules. And even when they instituted the more rules, people just thought it was too savage and it had no class. And that's why no one would let them fight in their event centers.
mm.
It wasn't until Donald Trump let Dana White host it at his New Jersey casino that the UFC probably would have went bankrupt. But what
Mm.
was the reason behind the resistance to it? It was too savage like. It
Yeah.
didn't have a lot of class because
It was
people
like
were assuming it's
barbaric
like
like
animals.
yes. Yeah.
Yes.
Barbaric.
So, but what I think is funny, Masi, and this is why I asked everybody to remember that he says the Samoans were more crazier. Which one's worse? If someone said that you're crazy or said that you don't have class in this certain thing, it's like I would be more offended if somebody thought I was actually crazy,
Yeah, that
right?
means you're mentally unstable. That's what I think of you're
Yes.
crazy. Like you're mentally, you can't be fixed up here.
Yeah. It's not like, oh, but when you don't have class, guess what? You can have class. You can be shown how to act in a more meaningful way. But if you're
Mm,
crazy, that you can't fix crazy, right? And yet
mm.
he's offended. That's what I'm saying. This guy is full of contradictions. From the very beginning, he's offended that we use the word class, but then he's okay with crazy. So even he noticed that there was a difference between the Tongan rules and the Ha'amoa rules, because he even said the Ha'amoa
Yeah,
rules were crazy. See, this is why I was like, at
that's
first I
all.
kind of I tried to take him a little like at face value, but after the more I listened and I thought about it, this guy is full of contradictions, and I don't think he knows what he believes, but he just wanted to be overly sensitive, in my opinion.
Mm, mm.
All right, let's come back.
The difference in style of Samoans versus Tongans in the club fighting was due to you having more class. How did you arrive with that after reading Mariners, or did you even read Mariners book, or just
So
read?
let me have you answer that one. I already answered, Masi, but what's your answer? Is have did you ever read Mariner's book?
I've read it. I've read it. I've read it. And then with that segment you just got, we're reading it again for that segment. So I'm not too sure where you're coming from, Uso, but yeah, man. Hey, it's okay.
No, no. This
It
this is
is.
the thing. He's condescending. What he's saying is, you're just a dummy. You didn't even read it, did you? right? That's why because why is he here, Masi? What's his platform for? To educate you.
Tell you my way. It's my way.
Yes.
Or the highway.
So yes. So don't see the more you pay attention to what he's saying, Okushio Lalo. He's saying, oh, you need me to educate you. You probably didn't even read the book. Right? When lo and behold, what are we doing in that episode? We're reading the book. You know? But of course, what do we know? What do we know?
Yeah.
Right?
Mm.
You know, that small piece of information. If you go back and read the different parts
Go
of
back and
Mariner's
read,
book,
Masi.
you will
Yes,
learn
sir.
quickly
I need to be
what
humble.
type of class there was.
You know what that? You know that?
Masi. And remember, he's talking about class, right?
Mm.
Now look at the example he's going to use.
Reminds me, Tua, of the certain class of how you present yourself.
See-
Samoans are a
Yeah.
little bit savage, more like behavior.
What was wrong with that?
No, that's what I'm thinking, right? After
Yeah.
you beat him, then you can just keep beating him as long as he can move his finger. He's still alive, right? He's still moving. The Tongan one is you knock
Once
him
he's
down.
down, he's done.
A lot more. It's a lot more. I don't know. It's a behavior of just a certain higher class of entertainment. You know what I mean, Tua?
Yeah.
Or civilized. Just that I find that very interesting. But I just thought I'd share that. I don't know if you had anything on that when I just read.
No, I mean I agree. I mean it's understanding that this is sport. Sport is for entertainment, not for the.
So I won't fall in this trap of attacking your video and saying Tongans didn't have.
I'm not going to attack your video, but he already attacked it from the very beginning. I think this guy is copying. He's copying Donald Trump's move, right? Like saying, "I'd never call you a liar. I would never do that." But by saying that, he's calling you a liar. This guy is sneaky little guy.
Yeah.
Huh?
Very funny. Very funny.
Because that's the approach you had. But here's what I would have done. You could have given the Tongans a lot of praise. Let's look at these pages right here, 77 to 81 of Mariner's book.
Write it down, Masi.
You had the
77 to 81.
opportunity to bring praise to the Tongan people.
Look what he wants us to praise.
So here's an opportunity you missed to bring attention to this gentleman right here. Give him praise and historical praise that was forgotten in history. Share with the Tongan people who Tui Alafatai was and how
Okay, pause it right there. Pause it right there.
250 of his men.
I think, like what you said, though, I think the Samoan word for this kind of behavior is called sifi, kind of like a kafi behavior, as they say in Samoan. Sifi, sifi, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah, only sifi. You know, the thing is, the tui halamaka, like that's a typical, to me, if all Tongan society functioned like that, there's no Tonga today, my brother. There's no Tonga today with like we love what he was able to do and as a warrior like mentality, but we know the warrior like mentality didn't preserve Tonga's independence. It's another level. It's another level of politicking. That's what I'm saying. And there's a certain level of class that our Tonga dynasties of kings had to have of multiple generations that they developed to deal with people, let's just say, who are on the level of kingship from other parts of the world in order to preserve Tonga's sovereignty, which is the only indigenous people to maintain its sovereignty. Ha'amoa didn't have that. That's why it was chiefdoms in districts, meaning why it was taken over by Germany, still maintained by America, and then was taken over by the British via New Zealand before independence. So it took a while. That's what I'm saying. This whole development of understanding of kingship class or kingship behavior takes many, 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 many years to develop. It doesn't just come out thin air. People like Tui was it Tui Fatai?
Hafalatai. Yeah.
Yes. This Tui Fatai gentleman, there's many people like him in Tonga. We just have him because he's there recorded. But I'm telling you, there's many people like that in Hapai, Vava'u, Niua, Tongatapu, Ewa. I mean, the whole, I think Ewa was known, maybe, I'm sure there's so many warriors from Ewa that ransacked so many European ships that were not recorded Like William Mariner, we just had the luxury of recording this story because his Mariner ship was ransacked in Hapai by Ulukalala. But I'm just saying, to me, there's many men like that in that time in Tonga. I'm just saying,
Mhm.
but the level of people who can say they have the level of Laufiri Tonga or a level like Mo'unga Tonga or the Tui Tatagalawa or a level of Taufahau from the Tui Polu to Bo the First, very minority. Maybe you can count them in your hands. Like that's what I'm saying. There's not many people in that class and level of that kind of mindset of not only being a ferocious and skillful
Warrior when
warrior,
needed.
but
Yeah.
when needed, but also skillfully politicking and
Mhm.
navigating the delicate environment of dealing with foreigner politics, and that's another level. So
And then to add
that,
the spiritual component on top
you
of that, many layers.
yes. So that's what I'm just saying. That's the reason the Tui Halfatai switch, that was awesome because we have a reference, we have a record for it, so we reference to Tui Halfatai. But I'm telling you, there's so many other Tongan warriors that is not mentioned that were just like Tui Halfatai. He's not. I don't think he was a one special case. He's learned that maybe from his father or a relative somewhere else. So
Hmm.
that's just my feedback there, Tua. I don't know if that's if I missed anything or if you had
No,
any additional.
I'm 100% aligned. But see, this is where he's actually proving your point, right?
Yeah.
Because you were highlighting when your opponent is down in a sport that you allow him to be protected when he's in a defenseless position. We are not trying to highlight that. We're highlighting the elevated portion of that behavior. And what does he default to as what should be praised? The guy who gets bored with peace and he wants to go to Fiji and just fight in Fiji because he's
And
tired of order, of peace, of structure.
and
Okay,
and
and we appreciate that for its own skills, but we don't say that's the highest value. No, we value peace, order, unity.
stability.
That's
Yes.
above. That's above. Yeah,
Centralizing power. Like yes.
and we recognize in order to achieve that higher level, sometimes you have to take care of the savage behavior. Sometimes you have to be a tui halafatai, right?
Mm,
But you have to be able to turn that off when peace comes knocking at your door. And that's
mm,
the level of class that we're talking about. And that is when it's time to throw down and you have no option but to throw down, you better be as dedicated as Tui Halafatai. But what's the next level is when peace comes to your door, you're not the I get bored with peace and I just want war.
mm,
That you gotta graduate from that. Because if you don't graduate from that level, then you're just fractured and always in constant war, and then there is no structure and order. Um, I don't know. Anything else, Masi, on this video? You want to finish it, or are you good?
yeah, let's finish it. Let's
Let's
finish
finish
it.
it.
Let's hear what the Uso
Okay.
had to say.
He's just gonna finish it saying what was not
In
class
Tonga
is
and
class.
Fiji to relearn these warlike habits, as stated here. He contracted the warlike habits of the Fijian islanders because they were tired of the peaceful and idle life that led at home. So this is an important piece that needs to be shared with the other, Pacific Islanders. Why were the Tongans always going to Fiji? That would have been something more significant, which gave praise to the Tongans rather than belittling another island, right? So we talk about bridging the gap,
Fiji.
and
Well, that's
here
the
is
thing,
another
right?
opportunity that was
Fiji, like what you just said there. Fiji was a place where you can go and do whatever you want.
It
There
was
was no, like
chaos.
what you said. It was like Tua. Like it was almost like a Las Vegas. You go there, beat up some guys, take whatever you beat up the guys, you take their wives, and you do whatever you want. That's how it was in Fiji, and that's why those men went to Fiji because they were gonna do whatever a man wanted to do and win his rewards and do whatever he wanted and not get receive any consequences. But come to Tonga, they're not gonna act in that behavior
No,
because
You
Who
have to
knows
be
what's gonna happen?
proper. Yes.
You have to be proper. So that's what I'm saying. This is I don't know. This is the lack of understanding my Uso is not getting here. That's how Fiji was perceived. Fiji was to go there and you get your rewards if you are the better warrior, and then you do whatever you wanted.
Yeah. Exactly. Right? It's like they say here in Vegas, what happens in Vegas
Stays in
stays in
Vegas.
Vegas. What happens in Fiji
Fiji
stays in
stayed
Fiji.
in Fiji.
But
Exactly, Tua. Exactly.
that's what we're saying. Like this guy over here, he's coming and he's talking down, but then he doesn't even know that he's elevating the exact thing that we're saying is savage. He's coming and like, oh, you should have done too. Well, brother, did you read the whole book? Do you understand what's going on? Because what you're telling me is I should elevate war, murder, rape, plundering.
Yeah.
That's what I should highlight and elevate rather than being more gentlemanly, giving your opponent a fair shake. Right? And that's what I think is funny. But apparently he's educating us. The more I watch this video, the more hilarious it becomes and contradictory because I'm like, dude, can you please take your own advice and apply it to your video? Apply it to your video. And Masi, I asked him to come and join us. I said,
Yeah,
hey,
what happened?
let's cricket, radio
Oi.
silence.
Surely. I say I
Yeah.
pena. Sorry.
I know.
But
I told
that's
him,
not a
come
Polynesian. That's not a Polynesian way. When you get invited, you come and sit down and at
Yeah.
least come and chat. You don't have to eat, but you can come and
Yeah.
chat.
I thought he likes the warrior way. I thought he liked the crazier way.
I think
Right?
I think my man's been spending too much in the Western country. Maybe he's forgotten certain etiquettes. Maybe he's forgotten certain etiquettes. Maybe that's why he went and did this video with at least
Oh,
giving us a call. Because it's a
you know,
Palangi
Masi,
kind of way. It's
I
been a
think
Palangi way.
I think I know why, man. I messed up. You know how I
Eh,
messed up?
what's
My
up?
man's a chief. He's a Matai. He's a chief. I didn't give
Sorry.
him a fa'alupenga when I invited him.
No, do
I
the
think I messed up,
Fa'alupenga,
Masi.
Fa'alupenga and the Kupe. You didn't do the
Yeah,
Fa'alupenga and the
I
Kupe.
didn't.
Eh?
I apologize. I
Sure.
apologize. Eh?
Come on. Even
Ah,
that, if you're a chief, when somebody asks you to invite, what does a chief not to do to have a talanoa? Aren't the chiefs supposed to sit in the Fade Samoa and by the post and you're supposed to master conversation? Talanoa?
yeah.
How
That
do you
should be
define talanoa?
his stomping ground right there.
Hey, whoever's the chief under this guy, be aware. I don't know, man. Just be aware. If he's not if he's not willing to have a talanoa, what happens when you don't have talanoa? You have
War is
people like
coming.
people like Tui Halfatai causing chaos and wars if you're
Yeah.
not having talanoa. you, you know?
After this,
Man.
I'm gonna show you one more video. Let's finish this so I can show you
And
one
this is
more
what we
video of
use to
his
bridge the
that's
gap between the
hilarious.
two islands. You could have said the two islands had so much respect for each other that even in the club fighting, and also in this example right here, it says the ceremony should be performed for the most part after the manner of the navigator's island. Mariner is sharing how close the two islands were. They respected each other. The Tongans had respected the Samoan people. You go further up, they brought two wives from Samoa for the prince. So, how did you read Mariner's book and just summarized it with hate, division? So, let's do better. If you have a platform, let's use this platform to bridge the gap across Polynesia,
Malo,
across the
malo
Pacific
uso.
Islands. The last thing we
Malo.
need is for us to have
Malo le
platforms to
faukua.
continue to sow that division. There's so many viewers out there who are listening to us. And then if we continue to feed into that narrative, guess what? Look in your comment section. There's enough fighting going on, and I'm tired of it. I'm tired of listening to everyone bickering and saying one item.
By the way, Masi, if
What's
you
up?
go in his comment section, there's
Mhm.
fighting and bickering. Low-ranking Tonga, Uso, Samoa are the man-eater, gods of Tonga. Native American and Egypt scientists still looking for gods. We are in the Pacific. There is no Samoa without Tonga. Oh, that's somebody fighting for us. So this podcast should be Polynesian haters. Like everything he says is contradictory to what is actually happening. Funny.
Island is better than the other. Hey, I get it. We all have pride in our own individual islands. You know, if you're Samoan, you know, you're gonna be proud to rep your Samoan islands. If you're Tongan,
I got Samoan.
be representing
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
I got Tongan.
and all of the
Pasto
other
Tai,
Pacific islands.
Uso.
I'm not just
Pasto
saying
Tai.
this for the Polynesian islands.
Pasto
I'm talking
Dita.
about all the islands across the Pacific. Have we not learned from Brother Fiji?
Oh, yeah,
all
we're
his work
Fiji.
trying to unite us Pacific Islanders,
Yeah.
and this is what we continue to do: is to fight one another. I thought I looked at Fiji's funeral as hope that we finally found
Let
ways.
So
Fiji
if
rest
you-
in peace, Uso.
If you're
Sorry.
looking for peace at Fiji's funeral, didn't you know there was beef there about the kie? You're looking
Oh
in the
my-
wrong spot.
Hey, let Fiji rest, Uso. My shit.
Hey, T-Style must have heard you. T-Style says, "Whakamauwi mai a Fiji."
So if Fiji was still alive, would you still not react to our video? I don't think so, Uso. I think you were gonna react to our video if Fiji was
Regardless.
still alive, or passed away. My shit. Sorry,
Mimi
Hey,
Osi.
man,
Mimi Osi. Uso.
Rest in peace, Fiji. But man, Fiji
Oh.
barely had a rest, and he
This guy
still
trying
wants
to dig him back up.
bring him. Let the man rest. He's done his time.
Okay, Masi. All right. Now, just remember now we've had this whole conversation about don't be divisive, don't be controversial, educate our people, use the platform, it's so important to uplift us, elevate us, right? Elevate the right things. Now, I have a video for you I want you to listen to and tell me, are you surprised anymore that this guy can get more contradictory?
Let's see.
I want to go back to OnlyFans.
I want to go back to Only. Okay, I don't know what we're talking about now, but let's go back to OnlyFans.
You're making me worry about this chief. If he's talking about OnlyFans and he's comfortable talking like that, I worry about his leadership skills there too. Shit.
Masi, I'm worried he might be on the ballot today. He might be the dark horse this might be the dark horse that Grok couldn't find. Yeah, he already has the Matai, so he can run because he's a Matai.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Yahweh. So
what is your advice to them? If there's someone out there that wants to follow your path, that's interested in pursuing, an account in OnlyFans, what's your recommendation to them?
Okay, I'm not glamorizing this kind of work. As I've said before, the only reason why I did this was because my husband agreed to it. Because people were asking me for photos or videos, and I thought, why not charge them? That's why I did this. I didn't do it because we were desperate need of money. It was nothing like that. But I would say, if you were,
so that makes it worse. It's not for money. It's for your own desires and pleasures. Damn. I feel bad. I feel bad for all the Polynesian women who's trying to do all the OnlyFans. If it's not, to me it sounds like a. If I close my eyes and I just heard this, I would think it's a full Palangi panel that's talking about this kind of thing. Because that's where that's only where I get this stuff. It's like Western Palangi or Europeans talk about this stuff. It doesn't sound like Polynesians who discuss this kind of thing. But I don't know, Dua. It's hilarious.
Hey,
or humorous.
This is humor. I don't know what this is anymore. Education. This is the education he's talking about. Don't be controversial. I wonder how many Polynesians are like, yeah, let's unite behind OnlyFans. Let's bridge the gap on OnlyFans. And then he says, don't cause, it's dangerous. What you're doing is dangerous. You promoting OnlyFans is not dangerous,
dude. That's crazy.
dude. And what's funny is because they have a podcast, right? It sounded like oh, Alwe Talanoa ya away from OnlyFans, and what does Homeboy
Yeah.
want to do? I want to come back to OnlyFans.
Shit. I'm telling you, if it's true, he's a Matai. Be careful. The leadership, wherever you got his Matai title falls over, be careful of the leadership and watch out. Watch out, especially the especially the young girls. Don't get advice from this guy. He's gonna tell you to go do OnlyFans when you can't sell your talo or you can plant your fai around. You can have some palusami. He's gonna tell you to do OnlyFans to do some money or something.
Masi, read
Yeah.
this comment from Water Bears. This is absolutely hilarious.
This guy eats his palusami with chopsticks. Hey, water bears. It's not only that, but you remember. I think he's the one instead of the kalo or the talo, he eats it with rice with his palusami. Maybe that's what's happening over here. He's eating or he's eating his palusami too many times with the rice instead of with the proper ingredients with the talo or la kape or kaamu. Yeah, shit. Yeah.
And this is the guy who's gonna come and educate us. This is the guy who said, "Follow me." You see how I did my video? I did my video up here. And what's your video? OnlyFans. How?
No, it's
Oh man.
no, and I was gonna say this is the PC way. Thank you, but no thank you. Deus fafetai
Yeah.
fafetai lava fafetai lava leai se fafetai.
Yeah. Let's finish it off because
Okay.
nothing like getting educated here to be like, yeah, I'm gonna go on
No,
OnlyFans.
no, and I'm glad you brought it up too because I didn't know I would create so much controversy just my 1 week to Tonga and back and all of this was going on. My shit.
Oh man.
Are ready for your partner, your children, your family, your friends.
If you have a husband, you have children, you have family, go to OnlyFans.
My shit.
To know what you do and to have your stuff leaked, then by all means, if that's the only way you want to do it, do it. Again, it is not something I glamorize, especially for our young girls. But yeah, just prepared for the backlash, the judgment, the leaks,
And
everything.
the music in the background.
Just be prepared for that.
Yeah. I question the
Uh,
I don't know what to say about that no more. I had my piece. I did my response, but
yeah.
Masi, close us out, man. Close us out with the politics and our brother here who's educating us.
Hey,
And
yeah, no. Thank you for the education, but no thank you. Or thank you, but no thank you. Thank you. To me, it's unfortunate he couldn't at least join us and we can have a talano. That's what Polynesians do. That's the number one we do at the kumete, at the tanoa or the tanoa is we have a cup and sip in the live digital cover session and talanoa, man. Unfortunate, but I hopefully he can still take up that invitation because real Matai doesn't actually avoid talanoa. That's what you're supposed to be. That's supposed to be one of your expertise is to always have talanoa, an open dialogue. So hey, like I said, thank you, but no thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you, Dor, for bringing it up. At least I can give my reaction to it, and and let the viewers decide who advice they want to listen. Is either our Togoua on that side of the aisle, or they can stick with us on this side of the aisle. So let the
yes.
viewers decide on that.
And I do want to say, viewers and listeners, if you do want to do a OnlyFans page, please don't tell us. Don't invite us. I'm gonna go and stick with my savage and classy comment. So please.
Yeah. Keep your personal desires and pleasures to yourself. Whatever you want to do, keep it to yourself and let that be your own private life. No, the world doesn't need to know.
Leo, 100%. Masi, give your closing thoughts and kind of, I'm gonna try and publish this out tonight. I know
Okay.
we missed. I was hoping. I thought the vote wasn't going to be for another 2 days, but I'll push it out tonight. Get it up on there. But any thoughts or wishes to our Samoan brothers and sisters on their vote coming up?
Yeah, like I mentioned before, Samoa, yeah, manuia o tau palota, o nei afiafi, ina ia maua le manuia, maua se malo lelei mo le lumanai o tātou tangata, e le ngata I Samoa, e maua fo'i le Pasifika atoa, le manuia. Wishing everybody the best, like I mentioned. Samoa's election is just as important because it is part of the Polynesian nation. What happens in Samoa affects different parts of the Polynesian nations, coming to the Maori, coming to Tonga, Hawaii, um, Rapa Nui, Uvea, Futuna, and every island between, Tuvalu. It's good that we talk about the current events and current um, topics happening in the Polynesian nation. And the reason why we love using the Polynesian nation is because it's a certain heritage that kind of binds us by blood. So we're all one people, and we'll keep um, pushing that. And I'm grateful for the Polynesianized broadcast and the live digital cover sessions that we can continue to have these topics and share our thoughts and our raw reaction. That's what it is, everybody. Every reaction we do, we're not we're not taking time to think of how to deliver or whatever. It's just our own raw
Raw
reaction,
reaction.
and that's that's how a real kava session is when you actually go fight kava. You don't sit there and just take your time and stuff. You just kind of give your raw reaction and just let the people decide. But alofa aku, yeah, oe tua, and I'll see you soon. Um, I don't know, just for the viewers to know, I'll probably be away for the next month, being away, just traveling with my in-laws and my wife, doing some trips. And like what you said, too, I'll be visiting you soon, and also heading to Utah to visit more of my other siblings there, and then be checking out the East Coast in New York and Washington D.C., the nation capital of America. My first time gonna go there, so I'm looking forward to being there, and then spending time with our parents in Hawaii before I come back to Aotearoa. But alofa tele atu ile au mai moa, mai tangata o loo sila mai i le polokalame, and yeah, manuia le afiafi, ma manuia le fufuanga te toe mo le nei aso po le afiafi. Malo.
Malo, malo, Masi. And just to tag on along with that, the reason why we have these conversations on the Samoan politics, as you said, Masi, 100% agreed. Our Samoan brothers and sisters do have a major influence in our region amongst our people. And as our brothers and sisters that we share blood with, we have an interest in learning and observing. And we hope and wish you guys the best voting experience. And hopefully the government is able to settle and find a coalition to lead if needed, and bring more stability to not only Ha'amoa, but also, like you said, Masi, it adds to the stability to all of our brothers and sisters in the Polynesian nation.
Yes, sir.
Want to thank everyone. Appreciate it. Thank you, everyone, for the all the memberships. As mentioned,
Yes.
those are ways you can support us. If you can become a member of the channel, it goes a long way. Thank you, everyone, for the kava bags today. The holos that everyone shared,
Yes.
it goes a long
Thank
way.
you.
And a like, a share, and a subscription as well. Please share. We've had phenomenal growth the last 2 months. I keep waiting to see when the wave is going to die down, but the uptick has been sustaining, and it's all because of the great viewers and listeners. Also, anyone that you think that would be good for us to reach out to, or
yes.
papers or topics, please send it our way. We love it, and we've had some great experiences with that. And as always, we say to all of our viewers and listeners at the end of every podcast, stay curious. Don't be afraid to ask the hard questions, and stay bold. Till next time, peace.
Peace.